And we're going to do some long division strategies review. And the first one we're going to start off with is our long division. Now, this is our the standard algorithm, the way your parents learned it. This is the way that you may have learned it in elementary school as well. All right, and so one of the ways that we can memorize all the steps is by first writing them down, and you can use like an acronym to help you with that. And the one we're going to use is, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? So, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? All right, and D stands for divide, right? M stands for multiply. S stands for subtract. Check. Make sure our number is less than our divisor, and bring down. All right, so let's start off with our number. Let's see, 1,976 divided by 8. All right, and so we're going to follow our steps. And in our first step, it says divide. So we're going to look at 8 into our very first digit right here. And our first digit is 1. It's in the thousands place. So does 8 go into 1 if we just look at the digit only? No. All right, so we're going to put a 0 right there. Now at this point, we have two options. We can go ahead and complete the steps. Go ahead and multiply 0 times 8 and complete them. Or we could slide over to and just go ahead and divide 8 into 19. I'm going to go ahead and do the first step just to practice the steps. So we just divided. We said 8 went into 1 0 times. Our next step right here is to multiply. So whatever number we put up here, which is our 0. So 0 times 8, which is 0. Our next method is to subtract. Our next step, 1 minus 0 would be 1. Check. Is 1 less than 8? It is. We're still in good shape. Bring down our next number. And our next number is 9. All right, so once we bring down, we have to repeat all the way back to the top. And we're back to divide. But our problem has moved down the page. So now we are right here. And we are dividing 19 by 8. Well, if I have 19, how many groups of 8 can I get out of there? And I may come over here and I might make a skipped count chart. I might draw some pictures. There's lots of things I can do here. But I can see that I can get 2 groups out of 19. So my answer up here will be 2. You always put your division answers on top. Okay, that's where the quotient goes. So we just divided, and our next step would be to multiply. Now we've already done that 0. So we're going to multiply right here, the last digit we just put right there, which is a 2. So 2 times 8, 16. Subtract. 19 minus 16 is 3. Check. Is 3 less than 8? It is. We're in good shape. Go ahead and bring down our 7. Okay, so now our problem has slid all the way down here. Okay, so now we're going to go 37 divided by 8. Well, I'm going to keep my list going over here in case I need it. So I know I have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 40 is too big. So I'm trying to get 8 groups of 8 out of 37. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put my 4 up here at the top because that's the answer to the division. The last number that I put was the 4. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 4 times 8, which is 32. Subtract 37 minus 32, and we get 5. Check. Is 5 less than 8? It is. So we can go ahead and bring down our 6. Now again, we have moved even further down the page, so we are all the way down here. I might go ahead and erase these for now so you can see exactly where we're at. Okay? All right. So now I'm all the way down to the bottom of the page. So now I got to figure out, I just brought down, so what is my next step? I'm back to divide. So how many times will 8 go into 56? Well, let me keep going with my list over here. 48, 56. Oh, there it is exactly. How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because 8 times 7 is 56. So I'll put my 7 right up there. I've just divided. What's my next step? Multiply. So 7 times 8, 56. Subtract. Nothing left over. Is 0 less than 8? Perfect. It is. I'm good to go. No more numbers to bring down. So my answer is whatever is up here. And so my answer is 247. So what this does is this tells me that 8 divides into 1,976 247 times. All right, let's try one on your own. And you can pause the video and work ahead of me. All right, so we're going to divide by 5 this time. And our new problem, let's do 370. And we are going to divide by 5. All right. So before I even get started, I'm going to go ahead and write my steps down. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Divide, multiply, and subtract. You've also done this one. Bring it on down and bring it on back. All right. So pause the video here if you want to get started. If you want to wait and let me help you get started, then keep on watching. So my first step is to divide. I'm going to divide 5 into 3. Well, if I start my list over here, 5, 10, 15, well, I can see that 5 doesn't, if I only have $3, I can't purchase anything that's $5. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to have to say 0 for the first one. All right. Multiply 0 times 5, 0. Again, you could just slide over to 37 and go from there. 3 minus 0 is 3. But this way, it does keep all your numbers nice and pretty in a line. Bring down my 7 because that 3 is less than 5. Go ahead and try to figure this next step out. All right, if I'm counting by 5s, I'm trying to get something that, how many times is 5 going to 37? This is where your multiplication facts come in handy. If you already know your multiplication facts, then you really don't have to do this list. Okay. All right. So 5 divides into 37. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because 7 times 5 is 35. All right. So I'll put my 7 up here at the top. Next step, multiply. The last number that I put right here, the 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Go ahead and subtract. 37 minus 35 is 2. Check. Is 2 less than 5? It is. If it's not, if this number is ever bigger than whatever your divisor is up here. So let's say this number is 7, and that's going to be bigger than your 5, then you've made a mistake. So anytime you get a bigger number down here, stop right there. Don't keep going because you've made a mistake somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and bring down our 0. Okay, our new problem is way down here now. This is where we left off at. So we are back to divide. Bring it on down, bring it on back. Now we're trying to figure out how many times 5 goes into 20. All right, and we already got that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see that there are 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract. 0 left over. All right, guys, so there's your long division review. You could practice a couple of these and use your calculator to kind of check what's going on top, but that's our long division review.